Hey everybody. Craziness. All right. So you all know that I was on OYM radio, right? The other day, which is Open Your Mind Radio. Okay. So Open Your Mind Radio was, got notice from somebody that they received, major benefit. They did some research on me, whatever, and they brought me on live, which I really give them a lot of credit for. They brought me on live, which means, and they didn't edit anything out. They added nothing out. So, so I'm on like, so I give the, Alan from the OYM, my Facebook page, which he's watched my videos, I'm sure. And then private messenger. And he said, hey, I want to be able to talk with you next week so I can do the protocol, so I can make the protocols, because we want to do it and then give everybody, a rendition of what, how we experienced it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I said, let's do Tuesday, because Monday I was really tired and all that. It was just crazy. So Tuesday, he's like, and then he sends me a message yesterday saying, yeah, okay, so Tuesday. And then this morning, he sent me a message saying, hey, if you're available, I want to, let's get this figured out, and I can make, get the accoutrements and make the product. So I'm under the impression that I'm going to be on Skype with this guy to walk him through making the drink. And so, okay, so I get on the phone. I wake up at 6 a.m., right? And they're like 5 hours ahead of us. I wake up at 6 a.m. And I get on the phone. It's like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? He's like, yes, everything's going great, la, la, la. And he's saying, well, first, before we go into making the drink, so I'm still under the impression that he's going to make the drink, and we're going to be going through that. I go through an hour of critiquing my responses regarding people's questions around supplements. He is saying that he's educated in psychology and biotech, and he's interviewed thousands of people, and that here's some constructive criticism for you, Jillian. Never knock the competition. Never, here's how you can position your answer when someone asks you about this. It's like, I don't care what you do on your end. He goes, I don't care, if it works for you, great. But, let's not manage symptoms, get to the root cause. I'm like, okay, I can get with that. I mean, I get it when I'm on somebody else's radio station and they're maybe having other products that they're hawking, that maybe there's a diplomatic way to say things. I get it. That's fine. I can do that if I'm going to be on someone else's station, right? But when someone asks me straight up, which I said, hey, when someone asks me straight up, what do you think of this? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And yeah, I could play and dance around with stuff and say, oh yeah, well, it's good in the end, it's a good transition, but it's never forever, right? And I acquiesce to that. I'm like, okay, I get it, because I'm thinking that I'm going to have some kind of relationship with him, right? And then it goes into, well, with the thing of making these claims, like he's like, okay, he's going down a list. I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. Going down a list. Oh yeah, so making these claims of regrowing bones, right? How can you make these claims when you have no proof? And I'm like, oh my God. He's like, why don't you put it out there for anyone who is an amputee? Please come forward. And I'm like, do you think anybody is going to want to come forward in my world when they know and they are enduring the attacks? You already experienced it, Mr. Allen. Look at your YouTube. You have so many trolls attacking you. Do you think a person is going to want to put their whole family and their whole livelihood on the line so they can help me? I would have to adopt them. They would have to be in my circle. They would have to write a book about their whole experience, and then I would have to give them royalties, right? Because that's what I said. If you guys want to write a book about your experiences, well, this is going to be your paycheck, because you're not going to be able to be employed anywhere else, because anywhere that you go, you're going to be attacked, and that company that you're with is going to be attacked. No one's going to hire you. I'm unemployable at this point. So he's like, well, you know, these people who are so ignorant. I mean, he's dancing around and saying how, yeah, I get it, ignorant people, and they're, you know, they're not going to open their mind to this if they already. And he also proceeds to tell me that there are 33% of the people that will love you, and then there are 33% people that will hate you, and then there are 33% of the people who are on the fence. So why don't you speak to the 33% and give them the proof that are already in your corner? I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to do that? The person that comes forward is still going to be attacked. And people, you know, and that's fine. The ones that actually are in my corner, they don't need the fucking proof. They don't need the proof. They already know. Their minds have already been peeling away the layers of the matrix. They don't really care to need the proof. And the ones who are on the fence, well, okay, maybe, you know, that would help. But even then, that person is still being exposed to the other 33% who hate me. And so they're going to go and attack that person that says anything remotely in defense or in promotion of my protocol. So what do? You want someone to sacrifice your life? I would actually have to adopt them. And that's not going to happen. So he was like, well, yeah, I get it. You know, I mean, he just danced around with his Irish accent, you know, bless his heart. I think he was really traumatized last night from the YouTube. He said, congratulations. Out of all the people that I've had ever on my program, you have been the most attacked. I have been attacked the most times with you, whatever. Like the program, you know, I brought in all the trolls. Like seriously, all the trolls. He's never experienced this level of attack. And I think that's what has caused him to kind of change his tune now, right? Because he's being attacked. So then he goes and says, okay, well, after all of this, and then he talks about like pain management. He's like, yeah, well, I've had this audiologist on, and I've had, you know, and then this whole guy with the Simonici, the one that is reverse or curing cancer with bicarbonate. It's that he's like saying, well, you know, there's a proof that people can do this. Well, yeah, there's a million cures out there. My gosh. And he's like, you know, saying that, oh yeah, and there's this thing called the pain genie that the Russians created. And, you know, we've experienced that the pain disappeared when you put something on your shoulder and there's stuff that the Russians did. I'm like, so you're saying, so what is healing to you, Alan? He's like, well, healing is when the pain disappears. I mean, I don't really have the science behind it, but I just know that the pain disappeared. So he doesn't even know the science behind it. He just knows that, you know, it regenerates cells or something because the pain disappears. I'm like, but I don't have the science behind it. I really can't tell you. You're gonna have to go do your research and read that. I'm like, then what the hell are you even promoting this if you don't even know the science behind it to even make claims that this is really healing you? And so he's stuck in the supplements world. He's like, well, how could you? And he's also, you know, saying that, well, you shouldn't talk any, you know, smack around serapeptase or talking smack around bicarbonate or even colloidal silver, right? Oh, believe me, I got the riot act, you know, on me, but in a very nice diplomatic way, right? Oh, you should have seen what I said at the end. But no, he was really like, you know, he was focusing on the fact that, yeah, you know, if you're gonna ask me and I'm gonna basically mention to you, yeah, you take pills, powder, and supplements, yeah, you're managing the symptoms, but you're not getting to the root cause. So yeah, so anyway, so we're getting to that, and I'm like, hey, dude, you know, I'm trying to save the world. He's like, well, you can't save the world. I know that, but here's the thing. He was talking about this lady named Bernie or Bernadette or something that does juicing, and I'm like, okay, well, I've had this lady Bernadette or something on here, and it's about, you know, juicing, and she looks really great for 61 years old. I'm like, well, does Bernadette look like she's 30? And she's 61. He's like, well, no. Oh, and then look at Gerson. Gerson does juicing. Does Charlotte, who is a daughter of Max Gerson, does she look like she's 30? Because right now, from what I've seen, her pictures show that she looks like she's in her 70s, 80s. So you think that those methods are really, you know, that do work, and they've been around for a while. Wouldn't you think you'd see some kind of improvement and that they would look 30 after being on the market out there for a while? So yeah, so then he's like, oh no, well, you know, time will only tell. And I'm like, yeah, time is only going to tell, but these people have been around for a while. And you say that you're against like all these allopathic, but you guess what? These supplements are no different. Oh, she passed away. I didn't know she passed away. That sucks. Well, that's the thing. So my whole point stands is that whatever these people are hawking out there, they're not exemplifying what they're claiming. Oh, but they're in there for just to manage symptoms and just, yeah, but that's not what we're about. That's not what I'm about. No matter what it is that I say, I am never going to be circulating in your world. Never. Because what I'm going to say is always going to conflict with your business model. No matter how you dress up, no matter how you say you're opening your mind, it's never going to jive. But if there is a business relationship, I can see where I can be more diplomatic if we're going to have this quid pro quo on some of the answers that I give around people's questions around this. But you know what? No matter what, my whole point is these two industries are still allowing people to die in the long run. And then he mentioned about the Bible stuff and whatever, and then he proceeds to, after an hour of somebody critiquing me, and I spent an hour with this dude just taking it up the ass, like completely being, berated and criticized in a nice way, of course, right? Because that's how they do it out there, right? They deceive you in thinking that you're going to do something for you or help you or whatever, and then they berate you, right? And I think he's traumatized, and this, it sucks, but that's what it is, right? Then he tells me, this is Alan, he tells me, well, I'm not going to do the juice. And I'm like, then why are we even talking here? Who's that? Let me tell you why. I'm like, okay. He's like, because first of all, if it doesn't taste good, then why I wouldn't do it. I'd rather do something else if it doesn't taste good. I'm like, that's because your parasites and your fungus are all controlling you. Of course they don't want to die. Then I'm like, well, why are we even having this conversation if you're not even going to do the juice? What would be what's the point of all this? Well, because I want you to hear me out. And also about the salt too. The salt. Oh my God, the levels of salt. And I'm like, okay, conversation done. I have endured an hour of your attacks under the impression that you were going to want me to walk you through doing the juice. I see no reason for us to finish out this conversation. You set me up to basically berate me for an hour. I'm done. I don't need to hear anything more about why you're not going to do the juice. I already heard it from everybody else. Hello, you were on your YouTube account. You see all the arguments, everybody attacking me. And then, oh my gosh, and then I'm going to tell you what he wrote on Skype. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, give me 1 second. SKYPE. Oh, Skype. Just give me 1 second here. Because it's like, I told him, please don't contact me again, right? But he wrote something prior to that. It's going to take a minute for it to come up. And I don't want to hear from him ever again. There is no point to hear from him ever again. We've already established what the relationship is. There is no reason to move anything forward or hear anything more. All right. So he goes, I am disappointed that you did not have the common decency to hear what I would like, why I would not take your product. This was for personal reasons which you would not let me explain. That's bad business, as anyone who sells a product should want to know and alleviate their concerns, if possible, not throw their toys out of the pram because they are not getting their own way. You really need to work on your approach at this, is what you probably has gotten you into more trouble than your actual product. So here's the thing. He already told me he wasn't going to do the protocol. So you want me to convince you? Sorry, if you already told me you're not going to do the protocol, it doesn't matter what I say. There's no point in carrying that conversation forward. And the product is not for sale. See, that's where the whole thing is he's making this impression that I'm selling him something. Yeah, he is a moron. And I don't care at this point what his reasoning is, because he already told me he wasn't going to do it. So I don't give a shit why. and that's it. So open your mind is not really open, just so you guys know. Open your mind is open only up to a certain point until you challenge their business model. That's what open your mind is. And I'm going to download this and put this on my YouTube, because I'm tired of being set up. That sucks. He could have been honest, hey, I don't want to do your product. Thank you so much. I'm done. But no, to solicit criticism from someone that I've never asked to ask an opinion, you know, is like, dude, you're arrogant, and that's presumptuous on your end. You're making all these assumptions that I have a problem. No, I have no problem. The only problem is I have something that's conflicting with your business process. But he made all these assumptions. I have a problem in my marketing. I have no fucking problem in my marketing. Look, I'm already out there with Dr. Phil and BuzzFeed and Newsweek, and you have this little radio station that's out there in Ireland. Sorry, I don't think there's anything wrong with my marketing. If anything, you're contributing to helping me with my marketing. So this was actually very surprising. Very surprising. Wow. So, you know, I don't imagine I'm going to be asked on to too many, you know, holistic, which I knew. Someone told me or asked me, hey, you know, you need to look at, let's think a year all this transpired. She's like, hey, you should like take down like a list of all the different, you know, holistic fairs that are out there and see if you can get part of that. Oh, hell no. All the holistic people who see me would probably string me up. Okay. So, yeah. So there is no playing with the enemy, I guess. There's no way, because I would have to sell out to play nice with these guys. I'm not going to sell out. These guys have sold out to each other because they're trying to share the wealth with each other. So what he was asking me to do was sell out, and that's not going to happen. So I'm going to continue to be who I am. I'm going to continue to say, hey, no colloidal silver, no serapeptase, none of that bullshit, no repackaging of the elements. I mean, I sent him the science behind my stuff, but he made no mention or didn't even, you know, give me the idea that he even read my information, because he was on the diplomatic attack. Oh, I'm not here to debate with you, but I'm just going to completely criticize your whole approach and everything that you're doing. Oh, honey, be honest with your approach. That's what's gotten you guys into trouble, because you're not honest with your approach. That's what's gotten him in trouble. So, yeah, so I appreciate those of you that are, you know, giving me, you know, the opportunity to get out there. And, you know, I don't think, and I think this is funny. There was a comment on that YouTube video that he put out there that don't you research your people? Obviously, he did not research me well enough. He just saw that I had a Dr. Phil and thought that maybe he could trip me up. And that little ploy didn't work. When you go on live and then you redo it with a YouTube, obviously if you take things out, it's going to be obvious. So now this is his get back, was give me an hour diatribe. And then who knows what they're going to say later on. Whatever. So yeah, I called him a troll. Yes, I did. So I put, troll, open your mind. What a joke. Please do not contact me again. Wow. So he goes, so because I'm not endorsing your product, I'm a troll? Seriously, that's your approach to this? Absolutely, yes. Because you already told me, first of all, you already know people out there that are attacking this. They're not even trying it, right? And they're talking smack about it, right? About the salt, about the, you know, the healing symptoms and all this stuff and the taste. And then he's basically reiterating what the trolls are saying. So, you know, if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, then I guess it is a duck. So, you know, this is what you don't like, is the trolls. So he got a lot of attacks. Wow. That actually should be a compliment. But, you know, that means that you're either going to fold to the pressure or you're going to, you know, succumb to the system. And he's going to succumb to the system. He's not going to try it because he probably knows it's going to work. And then there goes all of his sponsorships. There goes all of his guests. There goes his whole show. It would have to be the Jilly Juice show at that point. And he's not ready to make this the Jilly Juice show, because that's what it would be. It would be the Jilly Juice show. And it would be all about my Jilly Juice. And then all of the supplements that he's promoting, all the things that he's backing up, like these pain machines, the pain genie and all that stuff. Yeah, it would be gone. So yeah, so you guys, I appreciate you trying to get me out there, and believe me, I'm already out there. I'm already in the universe, right? But just, you know, realize that my relationships with the holistic industry and collaborating with them is probably not going to happen. They're not ready to give up their business model. They're not. I mean, when you listen to these shows, you know what backs them up. Dr. Phil, OYM, any of these holistic, allopathic, internet radio business models, they're not ready to give up their paycheck. So I'm surprised that he let me on there, but I think they really thought that I was going to sound like an ass, but they didn't want to come off that way. They don't want to, obviously, you know, out themselves. But, you know, I mean, so I didn't even see the point of them even talking to me. They could have just said and been upfront, no, you don't fit within our model. See you later. Take care. It was fun. Thank you so much. So I know that they're probably going to cover, oh, too much salt, not enough proof, and the taste. So anyone that listens to them from this point forward, anyone that listens to them, let me know how much they're slandering the hell out of me. And I'm not slandering them. I'm just giving you guys a complete, you know, breakdown of what happened. And I'll give you, this is, you know, what was it? What was I on? An hour? So this was an hour and 13 minutes. This is the same amount of time that I was on when I was on that radio show. Isn't that weird? An hour and how does that happen? That is the exact amount of time talking to him this morning than it was, you know, as you know, with when I was on their radio show. That's what's just so crazy. So this is, hold on. I just want to copy and paste, or copy. What the heck? Okay. All right. So there's. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, let me do it like all. I mean, I could do a screenshot, but I can't really do it on this. Okay. Copy. I mean, this is just more, you know, more stuff that I'm putting under my belt. That was his response. I'm disappointed that you did not have a comment. That was his response. Yeah, I mean, he's not my friend. I don't owe him any explanation. So there's no reason for us to move forward in any of this. There's nothing to move forward in. What the fuck? What is he thinking? So because I'm not endorsing your product, I'm a troll? It's not even a freaking product. Yeah, you're a troll because you're doing troll behavior. What the heck? But anyways, yeah. So there is no collaborating with the holistic, you guys. Just so you know, there is a separation. There is a separation. There's got to be. I am an island onto my own. So there's no sense in you guys sending me any videos or any links on anybody that is in the allopathic or the holistic industry or biotech. There's no point in it. There is none. Going on Dr. Oz is not going to happen. Going on any of these other shows, unless they're going to slander me and slam me, it's not going to happen. We are our own entity. I am on my own. I am an island, and I get it. And I've always expected that to be. Because no matter what, I'm going to be threatening business models. And so just to save your guys' time, don't worry about trying to have me collaborate with anyone but myself. And then, you know, if you guys want to join me in this venture, which you guys can in ways that make sense, you know, take notice of what's going on in your world as far as your sickness and disease. And if you're ready to have me adopt you, and you have a very valid journey that is documented, and you've found ways to protect yourself and your kids and your livelihood, and you have nothing on the line that's going to be compromised due to your association with me, then yes, I will publish your book. To publish any kind of book anonymously just doesn't make sense. Okay, so if you have anyone out there, so anybody out there that's an amputee, that's missing either a finger or a leg or an arm, that wants to do this protocol, and you're ready to be adopted by me and you have valid evidence, I will adopt you. Okay, and we will move this forward, and you'll be part of my whole entourage. And you will have documented evidence of when you came from the war or when you got into that farm accident or whatever accident. And everybody knows that you didn't have a leg or an arm. But it's going to take, I mean, they said it's like about a year before that extremity grows back. So all of this stuff is going to be about a year. And they're like, well, where's the evidence? Well, I've only been doing this for about a year and a half. And the first year was me just getting over everybody's fear. So you think anyone that's an amputee is going to try this after all of this negative publicity? Oh, hell no. Now, finally, that the science is out there from when I put it out there from June 13th. Now that somebody will probably try it and deal with the pain and deal with all that stuff. And it might be next year that they say, hey, I'm ready to come forward. My whole life is now around me coming forward and proving that Jilly Juice does this. So right now, I've already planted seeds for possibly next year for someone to say, hey, I'm ready now to, let's go on the circuit. Let's do this, let's do that, whatever. But yeah, there's no way I have any evidence from when I just started this a year and a half ago. And I had to get over the hump to even get this to be even legitimized or have any kind of credibility. So yeah, it's going to take time for that quote unquote proof and then that person ready to take on the world. So I'm happy right now. I don't have any kids. I'm happy that I've already gone through the fire. And so anyone else, and so yeah, I don't think Troy or Alan at all. Troy, what's his name? I don't even know what the hell his name is. Alan and Steve, sorry. I don't think Alan and Steve were prepared for the onslaught. They thought, oh, I just kind of went on Dr. Phil and that was it, right? No, there was a lot more. I told him, hey, I had pizzas sent to me. I had people killing my husband off of Facebook, sending in obituaries. I get why it is that you're backing out. You don't want to endure any more attacks. That's why, when I hopefully have a radio station, the sponsorships are not going to be there because they don't want to suffer. This is going to have to, we're going to have to stand the test of time. It's going to take time for credibility to be. It's going to take time. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a good day. I just wanted to give you a very brief synopsis of what just happened with OYM. And I think this can be a lesson to all the holistic people out there that do have radio stations, not to have me on there. Because you can't censor me, especially if you're live. If you're not live, then you can edit me however way you want to, just like Dr. Phil. But at this point forward, yeah, there is no collaboration with the holistic industry. There is none. It's totally moot. No matter how I say things, it's still going to challenge your business model, no matter what. All right, I'm gonna go do some stuff. What's today? I don't even know what today is. Feels like today's a Sunday for some reason. Whew, I was hot. I was so hot. Oh my God, I was hot. I mean, as soon as he told me that he wasn't gonna do it, I was like, all right, what the hell? Why are we even talking? What, who the hell are you? Oh, the arrogance of somebody that is educated. I mean, he definitely put his credentials out there. So I already knew kind of where I was going, but I was still going to give him the benefit of the doubt. When he started putting his credentials out there and all this other stuff, I was like, oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy, here we go. All right. But I was willing to hear him out. And then I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm done. We're done. You good luck. Have a good day. All right. Talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.